Alright, so we're looking for Manuel, Giuseppe, and George Washington. So, Piaghi's next door. Washington's down here. They really are all next to each other, aren't they? Actually. Alright. Hello.
Manuel Godoy. A painting of himself in his room. Now that's not going to help him develop a sense of modesty.
I mean, he's not the only one to have a painting of himself in his own room. By any means. That's the weirdness of it all.
Monsieur Bonaparte! Excuse me, I was expecting someone else.
Mr. Godoy, do you have a moment?
Your timing's awkward, Dorishi. I'm expecting someone. I haven't time. Please leave me.
Very well. I won't insist. Looks like he only wants to speak to Bonaparte. I know what I have to do if I want to speak to him.
So if we want to talk to him, we have to just become a different character?
Talking without thinking is like shooting without taking aim. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Huh? I've never seen Don Quixote spelled that way. Okay, that's another copy of the same painting in his room of himself. Just to make it extra conceited, I guess. Oh, never mind.
Dorishi, I told you that I did not have time for you. I will ask you to leave me alone.
Looks like he only wants to speak to Bonaparte. I know what I have to do if I want to speak to him.
Never mind, I was teleported. Oh, god damn it.
Dorishi, I told you that I did not have time for you. I will ask you to leave me alone.
Can I skip the dialogue? I get it, I get it. I didn't mean to.
I know what I have to do if I want to speak to him.
They changed what direction I'm facing without showing me change directions, so I keep trying to turn around. First I was like, oh weird, this room also has the painting. Wait, this is the same room. And then I tried to, yeah. Alright. It's kind of silly that he can't talk to me at all. Especially since I should be able to be commanding and be all like, I've been commanded to check with you by our leader in this debate. Like, I'm just being really weak-willed, and I'm so quick to just give up and go to my, like, control other people's power option, which is kind of fucked up, because I've made the choice to be human and not a demon, which means I should be trying not to use the power, but that's his default, even though I picked that. Is he's already still, like, doing that?
Your Eminence?
Oh, Louis. What can I do for you?
Not too nervous about the conference?
Even if I add Lord Mortimer's reaction into the equation, I must admit, I don't know how we can lose. It will only take one of us to vote against his project, and the idea will be definitively dropped.
Knowing Mortimer, I wouldn't be surprised if he still had a few tricks up his sleeve.
You are thinking about something?
I mean, he's either going to try to mind control everyone, or he's going to try to blackmail everyone. Basically. Yay.
Well, maybe he's managed to motivate some of Sir Gregory's supporters to vote for his project, for example.
No, you can't be serious. Do you know anyone capable of that, Louis?
Yes. Yes, I do indeed know someone.
Who then?
Double-dealing cheat. So you're the mole. Do you really want me to tell you, Your Eminence?
What do you mean? I'm not sure that I understand.
Confess. I think you know better than anyone who'd be capable of pretending to be on Sir Gregory's side while secretly planning to betray him.
What are you saying, Louis? I don't follow you. You are not really suggesting that...
Oh, I don't need to suggest anything. The situation seems clearer by the minute.
Louis, it's not what you think. I owe William everything. It's thanks to him that I took the holy orders.
Off come the masks, Your Eminence.
I beg you, try to understand. I owe him a favor.
Of course you do.
Louis, I haven't any choice. You don't say no to Mortimer. You know this very well. If you ignore him, you'll sooner or later pay the price.
I see. He just has to ask and you give in.
I beg you. don't say a word to Sir Gregory, or I'm done for. In the name of your mother, I implore you to keep it to yourself.
I'll make you a promise, Your Eminence.
Oh, thank you, Louis.
I promise that nothing and no one will keep me from revealing every traitor to Holm.
What? But... no! Louis,
I'll see you at the conference. Goodbye.
Oh, I thought we'd go down the path of, like, convincing... Well... I thought we'd go down the path of blackmailing him, or being like, yeah, you're gonna have to change sides, or this will go down this way. Alright. Well, that just ended. He caved immediately. That dialogue felt weird. Like, I don't know, what if somebody betrayed Holm? And immediately he was like, oh, I'm so flustered for some reason. It's almost as if I'm the one who you got. What are you insinuating? I'm acting natural.
Mr. President, would you have a minute to spare?
Of course, Louis. What can I do for you?
I wanted to make sure that you're still with us. Since Mortimer has to convince everyone to follow him to win the vote, well, I expect he'll try bringing you over to his side eventually.
I won't lie. William did make a point of speaking to me.
And?
He has always supported me, Louis. I've been thinking long and hard about this. I know I said I would vote for Holm, but I've been reconsidering. I'm sorry, but I won't be following you this time around.
Well, at least that's clear. Holm's the one who's going to be delighted about this reversal.
I'm sorry for you. Good luck and see you later at the conference.
See you later.
Okay. It's brief. Huh. I mean, it makes sense. Like, I was confused by the idea of him even being on this side, because shouldn't he be in favor of democracies, and that isn't he like, where are we in the timeline? Didn't he already found a country that works with democracy? Hang on, wait. Where are we in American history right now? Does the current system have a representational democracy or not? I'm not really sure where we are in the timeline, actually, of history. America exists. Louisiana Purchase is occurring. If the Louisiana Purchase is occurring, there's already a constitution, right? We're already past the Confederation, and now we're at... Was it called the Confederation when it was just the 13 states trying to act like they were all different countries, basically? I think at this point the Constitution's already going on, and it's more or less in a version of the modern government, if we're talking about the Louisiana Purchase already. But I'm not a historian, and I have not covered this material for a while, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh my god, there's so much royal jelly that I actually can't get more, and I'm already full, so it would be a waste to even try to use the current one.
Looks like Volner's opposition is in the line of fire. I don't like the sound of that.
Hello, Napoleon. I would just like to control your mind. No big deal.
Monsieur Bonaparte.
Louis, do you want something?
Yes. For you to test the Duke's loyalty, since he'll only speak to you. Well...
Whatever it is, I haven't the time. The conference will shortly begin, and I want to be focused. Sorry. Come back and see me afterwards.
I see I haven't much choice.
I don't think leaving him is an option, is it? I mean, I would like to not, if I can avoid it. I don't want to take over people's minds anymore if I'm going to try to be human. But I still am like, why can't I just be more forceful, stand up for myself with Godoy? Why am I immediately dismissed? Why do I give in to that? And for that matter, why can't I read Godoy's mind like everybody else? It's not even presented as an option.
I'll be leaving you now. See you later.
The question is this even really an option, or are they just kind of presenting it as one? And then I go over and find out, nah, you can't do this. Because I feel like that's gonna be what happens, is that it actually won't be an option. And I have to do it.
Durishe, I told you that I did not have time for you. I will ask you to leave me alone.
Looks like he only wants to speak to Bonaparte. I know what I have to do if I want to speak to him.
Oh, god damn it.
Durishe, I told you that I did not have time for you. I will ask you to leave me alone.
Looks like he only wants to speak to Bonaparte. I know what I have to do if I want to speak to him.
Let's try this again.
Louis? My God, it's becoming an obsession. I asked you to leave.
Oh, he got mad.
Seeing as Godoy will only talk to Bonaparte, and Bonaparte will talk to no one, I have no other choice but to borrow his body. Nothing personal here, Napoleon.
Look, I'm sorry. This conference is of utmost importance to me, and I should like to be prepared for it.
Concentrate, Louis.
You don't mind if I sit down, do you?
I don't want to fall flat on my face when my spirit passes inside you.
No, I don't think you've understood, Durishe.
Link into his thoughts, Louis. Come on.
I said I did not want to be disturbed.
That's it. I sense something.
What word in leave me alone do you not understand?
Come on, just keep going and get inside his mind. Now!
Too bad for you. You can't say that I haven't. Thank you very much for the loan of this body, monsieur.
Right. Let's not waste any more time, Louis. Godoy is waiting.
Ah, there you are at last, Bonaparte.
My Lord
With a
Duke.
typically French attitude.
Come,
you
let's
are
not-
20 minutes late. Without the least excuse. I am risking a lot, monsieur. You seem to forget.
Please excuse me.
Well, what did you want to see me about?
So, let's see whose side he's really on.
I wanted to be sure. You are still going to vote for Mortimer, as planned, yes?
Mortimer? What the devil are you talking about, Bonaparte? I am on Holmes' side, and I intend to vote against Mortimer's project.
Confrontation. I mean, we could just check.
What on earth is wrong with him? He seems very odd.
Conviction. What is his weak spot, as we know right now? We're looking for Manuel Godoy. Oh, we don't even know. Alright, well I have this, so I can work with that. Looks like it'll work.
My Lord Duke, I never once dreamed of you playing on both sides of the fence, but I was given to understand that you and Lord Mortimer do have a few interests in common.
But I don't know what on earth you are talking about. Lord Mortimer and myself may agree on a number of subjects, but I am and shall always remain loyal to Sir Gregory. You see, there is no reason to think that I could ever side with Mortimer.
Oh, that's a pity. He was going to make you an offer.
What are you talking about? Make yourself clear. I do not understand you.
We're just going after him here?
Come on, my Lord Duke. We both know very well what we are talking about. I thank you for not wasting my time.
I never dreamed of it, monsieur. I have a fair idea as to your presence here, but for some reason, something doesn't seem quite right. I am somewhat lost, to tell the truth. And this just isn't like you. I wonder if it really is you, in fact.
What?
You're just fishing around because you're the one who's changed sides.
What? What on earth are you talking about?
You're working for Holm. Admit it.
No, I'm not. Don't be ridiculous.
He's asked you to flush out the traitors in his team, hasn't he?
Of course he hasn't.
Admit it.
Are you joking? Upon my honor, I urge you to believe that I am not the sort to play on both sides of the fence, monsieur.
Very well, very well. There is no point getting on your high horse. If you are really working for Mortimer, why did he task you to question me like this?
Lord Mortimer trusts you, my Lord Duke. But with all that's been going on, I admit he needs to feel supported. And as you're a man of great qualities, in his opinion, he simply wanted to make sure that you will still support him.
Ah, now I understand. Listen, I'll take your word for it, but tell Mortimer that he's making me run too great a risk. I already gave him my approval, and we agreed not to speak about it on the island. Just imagine for a minute if Holm had caught us. You might not know what he is capable of, but I certainly do. It would be the end of me.
The bastard. He really is a traitor.
Please excuse me, Duke Manuel, but that wasn't the intention. I shall go and reassure Lord Mortimer about the vote, and I promise to avoid you running any more risks.
I hope so. Now please, leave me. We must not be seen together.
It's time to get going.
That's so creepy. His eyes are still open. His eyes don't even close. Wait, his eyes are still open. Even when you give his body back, he's just sitting there with his eyes open. And the whole time we were left our body was just laying, they didn't close his eyes. It's just really creepy. So, as I kind of expected, every single character is currently planning on betraying Holm. Except for Hillsborough, who will vote wherever we vote, basically. It had to be that way, because they already set up the contrivance that it's not a majority vote. Every single person has to support Mortimer in order for Mortimer's plan to go, apparently. Which means that means the only way there even is a plot at this point is if they're all about to betray Holm. And lo and behold, they're all going to betray Holm. So I hold all the power. It's me, Hillsborough and I are the only ones that can really go against it at this point. I thought that maybe he would use mind control, or he might cheat directly. Well, I mean, he's cheating either way, probably. But he's probably using some forms of blackmail / convincing certain characters and so on, as opposed to just straight up using his power. Which is a surprise, because he seemed to be explicitly saying that he was willing to use his power.
Ah, Louis. I, was getting impatient. So, tell me, have you been able to speak to everyone?
Absolutely.
And? Did you find a traitor in our midst? Any news of Piaggi?
If I were you, I wouldn't count on Cardinal Piaggi.
The scoundrel! I've given him everything, and this is how he thanks me.
I wouldn't be surprised if he and my father have been close allies for a long time.
He'll get what's coming to him. And President Washington, can we count on him?
Unfortunately, President Washington has changed sides.
I must admit it comes as no surprise. My brother has always followed him, and I was expecting this reversal. What's your opinion of Duke Manuel?
Duke Manuel won't be supporting us.
How dare he! If it weren't for me, he wouldn't be where he is today.
I had to trick him in order to make sure. I passed inside Napoleon so that he would talk to me.
Congratulations, Louis. I see you're not one to stop at half measures.
I pretended that I was only checking he was still working for Mortimer.
And he confessed?
He was suspicious right to the end, but yes, he ended up giving himself away and conceded he was working for your brother.
The scoundrel! Can I count on Emily?
Yes, she's on your side.
I was right to trust her.
I don't know if it's of any importance, but Father has given her a bodyguard.
A servant dressed in black?
Yes, is this detail important?
I hope not. We'll see. And von Wollner? What's your feeling about him?
He's on your side. However, it seems that Mortimer feels certain he can get him to change his mind.
You mean blackmail him? That's impossible.
I don't know, but I thought it wise to warn you.
Yes. I see. Thank you, Louis, for all this information. I only hope what you say is right. The consequences could be horrific.
That is what we're likely to see.
William has moved his pieces. If that's how it is, it's my turn now.
What are you going to do?
Show him that I am not going to be outdone. Prepare yourself. It won't be long before the conference begins. There's just enough time to briefly go over it once more with my guests. Let us meet in the conference room when the time comes.
So, do we agree?
Agreed. Let's return to our places now.
You're right.
What were they talking about?
Louis, a moment of your time, please.
Yes, monsieur. What can I do for you?
I would like you to hear me out without interrupting. It's in your interest. You are in a perilous situation, and I want to avoid you becoming a laughingstock.
What exactly are you talking about?
The reason why we are all here. You might think you can win, but...
Indeed. It looks that way, doesn't it?
Well, think again. You don't know everything. In actual fact, all of Sir Gregory's team is working for Mortimer. If you vote for Holm, Mortimer will never forgive you. And I can assure you that he is taken down far tougher than you.
Are you threatening me?
Not me, Louis. But you are the only one who hasn't turned against Sir Gregory. Join us. Vote with us if you do not want to feel the wrath of Mortimer alone.
Is that all?
That's all, yes. I just wanted to warn you. Now you are free to vote where your conscience leads you. Good luck.
So, he's the one who's been persuading them all to turn back. I just gotta hope that Holmes managed to pull off his conjuring trick. Otherwise, Bonaparte's right. I'll be the only one voting against Mortimer, and therefore the only one to face the consequences.
My friends, here we are at last, gathered together to close this conference. I would first of all like to thank you all for making the time to be here and lend your services. Gregory, I believe I may speak for both of us when I say that we are honored by your presence here.
You are perfectly right to do so, William. Thank you for putting your faith in us and for coming here to participate in this conference. Thank you for helping us to make the best decisions. And I especially want to thank you, William, for perfectly hosting us at your home during these past several days.
I'm not sure all the guests would agree to that. In any case, Holmes doesn't seem to be himself.
Good. I think we can begin. You will vote in turn on the question that interests us today. Are you for or against the transfer of ownership of Louisiana from Spain to France? Duchess Hillsborough.
Against.
Duke Manuel.
For.
Your Eminence.
For. But
Gregory, please. Monsieur Napoleon.
For.
Mr. von Vollner.
For...
What?
Gregory, please refrain from interrupting the voting. You know the rules, brother. President Washington.
For...
Finally, Monsieur de Richet. What is your vote?
My turn.
This has confused me. He explicitly said, like, I get Napoleon saying it because Napoleon doesn't necessarily know for sure who's going to say what, but even my character explicitly says, I'll be the only one voting for Holm. No, we got Hillsborough to vote for Holm. Did we just forget that? Like, the dialogue doesn't match. Oh, whoa. Oh, their animations are synced up. They're both doing the same idle animation on the same timer. Oh, that's tripping me out. They're secretly the same person. Either this is an amazing reveal that the guy on the left is actually controlling the guy on the right, which doesn't make that much sense because he's giving a great performance of being disconcerted, or this is just an awkward moment for the animation.
I vote against.
The votes are now cast. So you were not won over by my project. That hurts.
I warned you. You didn't want to Listen to me.
Never mind. It will still come to pass.
Traitor! What have you done? You are obliged to respect your word. That is the rule.
The time of conferences is over, dear brother. Let us abandon all this charade.
You don't have the right. What have you done to me?
What have I done? Nothing, Gregory. You did it yourself. A word of advice. In the future, that is, if you have one, don't drink someone else's cup of tea without checking what's in it.
Father, what happened? Sir Gregory, what's the matter? William, what have you done?
Not now.
You are mad, William. Father will punish you for this.
He will probably try, unless I get to him first.
But I cannot die.
No, you cannot die. You are, however, losing all sense of reason, as well as all your special abilities.
What did I drink?
Can't you guess? There are but few things that can have such an effect on such as we. You would know that if you ever ventured even a little way off of Father's beaten track.
Revenge!
Oh, no, my dear Gregory. You will not be taking any revenge. You will die stupidly, alone, enclosed in that rather withered body.
Help me!
After several centuries of near absolute power, here you find yourself on your hands and knees, hoping in vain that someone is going to help you. Tell me, what does that feel like? Never happened to me. Can't be good. You cannot leave your body, you cannot project yourself elsewhere, you cannot even contact Father. Go ahead, try. But you are my brother, so I ask you to remember that all this is your own fault. And I want you to understand I get absolutely no pleasure out of it. Well, very little.
You swine!
A new order is born today, brother. Enough of Father's hegemony. After all these years of servitude, I can finally stand up and oppose it. You chose to serve him, whatever his excesses. Now it's up to you to face the consequences of that choice.
Matt, I am stronger than you.
Okay. That's a hell of an ending, isn't it? Whoa. I succeeded at absolutely everything, failed nothing, and there was no alternate content to see. Okay. I spoke with the guests who were supposed to support Sir Home. I spoke with blah 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 blah. I swung and deciding to vote in favor of Sir Home, which was kind of stupid. This whole thing was a little stupid because apparently one vote was the deciding factor. So why did I, like, if I'm the only one that needs to be trusted, then I could just vote and nothing else matters. And like, the whole thing was so bizarrely phrased because it was like everyone's acting like they believe in the system, but the system is the one vote wins. Like everyone has to be in favor of his plan, or if there's any dissenting votes, then boom, it fails. So I didn't have to talk to anyone because I was going to vote against it, and then boom, there you go. It fails. So like, them being like, don't be the only one who votes against him, you'll suffer his wrath, and you're going to embarrass yourself if you're the only one who votes against him. But you said that the one vote means it fails. That means I win if we believe in the system. So it all seemed contextually weird. The fact that I was trying to convince them at all was weird. Especially since it was kind of pointless because I couldn't convince any of them really. Yeah. And I found the Alaziv. That's probably the most noteworthy thing. I have the Alaziv. I have a spear that might be the right one, hopefully. Maybe that's how we defeat Mortimer, because that's clearly where things are pointing, is that I need to, like, have some kind of plan to defeat this guy, because he's, as has been made pretty clear, is even evil by demon standards. He's betraying his own family and poisoning them and planning an uprising and so on. And this is not like some idealistic guy that just is misunderstood by his family. He's clearly like actively willing to do horrible things. And Sir Holm just is proving to be the more sympathetic one, which is a surprise because I think they intentionally made Sir Holm really off-putting. In particular, his the goddamn makeup. It's not even about the fact that he wears makeup, it's that the makeup is so bad. He has like, it's like he powdered his face like a month ago, and then there's just like the weird leftover dregs are just barely clinging to some parts of his face. I'm like, what? Just do it right, at least. It's weird, like, this is supposed to be a big monumental thing. Why isn't he made up correctly if he's going to be made up? Why is he he looks like he's from Outlast. He looks like the villain of a horror game. It's odd.